It was a week ago that I won the award at Listowel, which I was very blessed to receive, given out by Keane's family. And part of the award is that the following day at St. John's Church, all of the people that had won get a chance to present some of their readings. So that next morning, fighting the rain, I went over to St. John's and I did a little bit of reading from the Rapparees, which was the award winner, and I was very happy with the results. After that, a fellow I had met from Nebraska, he had said he'd never been to John B. Keane's pub, and I said, well, I'd go and stand him a pint over there. So sure enough, we went over and we had a good pint, or maybe two. I introduced him to Mary, John B. Keane's widow, and while we were sitting there talking, in between, a little old lady comes up to me. She must have been 90 years old if she were, one. And she says to me, I want you to know, young fella, I was over there at the performance this morning and heard you read. And you're like one of the finest readers I've ever heard, and I just thought I should come over and say congratulations. And I said, well, thank you very much. I went on, finished my pint, and that was the end of it. Well, about an hour later, it was time to head back to Dunquin, and I was on my way, and I decided, well, let me stop off in Enniscorthy at Tom Crean's great pub, the South Pole. If none of you have ever been there, you know it's a good place to visit, and they stand you a fine pint. So I went in, and I'm standing there at the corner of the bar, and I'm having a pint, and I look, and who should come up to me from behind me near the fireplace but the same little old woman I saw at J.B. Keane's. She comes up and she says, I really want you to know, I think that your performance, your reading was great. I've heard some great readers in my day, but yours were really, really good. And I'm really appreciative that you came here and you done the reading. And again, I didn't know what to say, so I said, well, thank you very much. I'm honored that I won the award, and I'm certainly honored that you would come over and take the time to see me and tell me. And I finished my pint, and I left, and I was on my way back to Dunquin. Of course, I stopped at my favorite pub of all pubs in the world, at Tommy O'Sullivan's Courthouse Pub in Dingle. I went in there, I shared a pint with Tommy and his lovely wife Sandra, and my friend Mike O'Hare was there, and other people that I had known. And I'm just finishing up, getting ready to drive over the mountain to Dunquin. And who should come up with the same little old lady I'd seen at J.B. Keane's, and I'd seen her over in Enniscorthy at Tom Crean's. She comes up and she says, Jimmy, me boy, I just want you to know that I've heard them all. I've gone back and I've heard Synge, and I've heard Yeats, and I've heard some of the finest readers ever, from Brendan Behan and the rest of the lot. But I'm telling you truthful, you're the best of all. You're the greatest pontificator, you're the greatest reader, you're the finest showman I've ever seen. And I just want you to know that. Finally, I turned to her and I said, I'm very pleased that you've come forward and you're telling me all this stuff, but now, Grandma, it's time for you to go home. So that was my story there.